Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome in, Whippet fans, to another edition of Kosciusko Whippets Baseball from Boswell Media Sports. Playoffs, round number 3. We get you set here on the Premier Medical pregame show for a showdown between the Whippets and the Vikings of North Pontotoc. Breck Riley with you here at the Italic County Fairgrounds. We got Billy Steen back in the studios there on Golf Course Road, and we are excited for a great matchup. Kosciusko coming off a 2-game sweep of New Albany. The Bulldogs got big wins there. Won 12-2 in 6 innings, and then a 7-1 win after we made, 4 or 5 trips up to New Albany, it seemed like. But we got it in, and the new North Pontotoc Vikings come in after a sweep over the Ripley Tigers. So they already got number 1 seed in under their belt. They took out the number 1 seed out of Region 3. Took them 2 games to do it. 6-3 win in Game 1, a 7-2 win in Game 2. They did go 3 rounds with 3 games with Amory in the first series. They lost 5-0, so started their postseason run with a loss, and then they bounced back big in Game 2. They won 15-3, and they won Game 3 9-6. So they come in with a record of 14-14-1. That's what I have them. I saw about 6 different records online, but sometimes ties don't get listed on every publication. But 14-14-1, that's what we're going with. 5-3 in their district. They were the 2 seed out of that district with New Albany. New Albany was a 3 seed. North Pontotoc's the 2 seed. Corinth is the 1 seed out of that district. Tishomingo County was the 4 seed. They split with New Albany during the regular season, but because tiebreakers and different things like that, it was North Pontotoc that got the 2 seed. The coaches, Coach Cole McBride and longtime Coach Chad Anthony at the plate, going over the ground rules with the officiating crew. Chad Anthony, over 23 years at North Pontotoc. I believe from my research, he was there at 2003. That was his first time, or his first year there in Ecru, Mississippi. We'll give you tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Holmes Community College. First up for the visitors from North Pontotoc, Storm Robinson. Start off with the best name of the night. Storm Robinson will bat first. He'll play second base. Talented freshman Grady Bledsoe, he'll bat second. He'll be at shortstop. Rylan Kintner, the elder of the 2 Kintners, he'll be on the mound tonight. He bats third. In the cleanup spot is the designated hitter Jack Horton. Kaysen Jensen, he will bat 5th. He plays left field. Behind home plate, handling catcher duties, is the senior Luke Daughtery. And then in the bottom third of the order, it's Hayden Hale, who will bat 7th, plays center field. Hudson Wise bats 8th. He'll play third base. Brooks Kintner will bat 9th, and he'll play first base. It's Zane Matthews, who will be in the defensive order lineup, but not in the batting order. So it goes Robinson, Bledsoe, Rylan Kintner, Horton, Jensen, Daughtery, Hale, Wise, Brooks Kintner, and Matthews. But for the Kosciusko Whippets, leading things off will be Brooks Kewen. He'll bat first, play left field. It's Reese Atkinson will be batting second, and he's your designated hitter. Aiden Howard bats third. He plays first base. Carson Filyaw, he'll bat 4th. He'll play third base. Jackson Schuler, he'll bat 5th. He'll be the catcher in the ball game. Brendan Truss will bat 6th. He'll play shortstop. As we get to the bottom third of the order, you have Bradley Goss, the center fielder, batting 7th. Braxton Smith, he's on the mound for the Whippets. He'll bat 8th. Braden Rigby will bat 9th. He'll be at second base. And J.T. Herron will play right field, but he's not in the batting order. So Kewen, Atkinson, Howard, Filyaw, Schuler, Truss, Goss, Smith, Rigby, and Herron in right field. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Holmes Community College. We will step aside for our prayer and our national anthem. When we come back, we will give you the Central Electric Power Association first pitch and take a look at our weather forecast. You're listening to Whippets Baseball from Boswell Media Sports.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Pawpaw, where are you at?
Miles, I'm fixing to go flying.
Wait a minute, Pawpaw. I can't go fishing, but you can go flying?
I guess you're right, Miles. If you can't go fishing, I can't go flying. We've got to get to selling some cars. And with rebates and discounts, never been better than today at Frank's Chevrolet GMC here in Kosciusko.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North. Tell them Miles sent you. All right, Miles, you can go fishing now.
Pawpaw, I got one and it's huge.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, Highway 35 North in Kosciusko.
Chevrolet.
Sunstar Insurance walks with you through life's twists and turns, offering tailored coverage for every chapter. Our devoted team makes sure you have the choices and support you deserve, turning uncertainty into peace of mind. Whether you're securing a home, a car, or your future, we put reliability and care at the heart of every policy. With Sunstar Insurance, you're backed by a partner committed to protecting what matters.
I'm Robbie Robertson.
I'm Bradley Tyler.
Sunstar Insurance, Court Square in Kosciusko.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
When it comes to your children, you always want the best in care. Pediatricians Dr. Abby Wiltshire and Dr. Helen Turner at Premier Medical Group will take care of your child and listen to you. For sickness, wellness, or vaccinations, call 662-289-1800 for an appointment.
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back into Kosciusko Whippets baseball as we put a wrap on the Premier Medical pregame show. Braxton Smith taking his warm-up tosses on the mound as we give you the Italic County Co-op field conditions and weather report for the field. Considering all the rain we've had this week, it's holding up pretty well. I talked to assistant coach Wesley Dew before the ball game. He said, it's got some wet spots. If you've seen the rain that we had, then obviously that's going to happen. But for the most part, it's fine. Last week, I think what we said, we just used the one word, dry, for the field conditions. This week, a little bit better. The story this week is the temperature, 65 degrees. Feels more like a late February game than a day before May game. That's what it feels like here. And there was some wind blowing pretty good earlier. Seems to have calmed down right now, but still might expect some wind gusts up to about 10 miles an hour. But that field conditions weather report brought to you by the Italic County Co-op as Braxton Smith gets ready to go, facing off against Storm Robinson. So, the first pitch, a little bit outside, comes in at 7:07. Central Electric Power Association. Those guys have been hard at work this week. That one comes in there for a strike to even things up. Smith kicks and throws. And another one that comes right down the middle, quickly ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the freshman second baseman Robinson. It's a little slow roller off the mound. It'll be underhand toss played by Smith. Gets it over for the putout. So 1-3, 1 out in the inning, and it will bring up another talented freshman. That will be Grady Bledsoe. Bledsoe started as an 8th grader last year. We expect to see him on the mound tomorrow, but that tells you starting as an 8th grader. Curveball stays outside, so Smith stays away from him. I'll tell you, the numbers on Braxton Smith here, he leads the team in innings pitched as he fires one in there. That one's hit deep out into center field. It will be called for by Bradley Goss, and he tracks it down for out number 2. But Braxton Smith, 36 1/3 innings pitched on the season. He's given up just 15 hits, 10 runs, only 4 earned runs. He struck out 62 and walked 17. Opposing batters hitting just 123 against him. As first pitch to his counterpart is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for strike 1. It's Rylan Kentner, the elder of the two Kentners, a junior. He tries to go that same spot again, but just a little bit too far outside. First innings for Whippets baseball are brought to you by Pickles Drugstore. 1-1 pitch from Smith. Upstairs, ball 2. Kosciusko going with the all-white uniforms tonight. White tops, white pants, maroon numerals. Whippets written in maroon across the chest. It's a maroon hat with a white K. Swinging, strike 2. Just challenged him there, did Smith. Kittner not able to catch up to it. For North Pontotoc, they have, I don't know if we're going to call that Florida orange or Auburn orange. Maybe I'd go Florida. Let's say Florida orange is 2-2 pitch. It's a swinging strike 3. We'll have to give you the rest after the end, after we come back. So that is a strikeout. The Vikings go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Kosciusko will come up to the bat in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless between the Whippets and the Vikings.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your journey continues.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko will come to bat in the bottom of the first inning after Braxton Smith got a 1-2-3 inning to start off against the North Pontotoc Vikings. As we'll tell you here, before we were going to break, we were going to try to give you the fashion breakdown for the North Pontotoc Vikings. Going to go with the Florida Gators, sort of that orange and blue scheme, but gray uniforms with blue pinstripes. They have North written in blue, outlined in orange. And their numerals are orange. They have a blue hat with an orange brim and NP white logo. As I said, I think we're going to go with Florida orange. But Rylan Kentner, the talented junior, is going to be the pitcher this evening. He's the top returning arm from this team from last year. As we told you, he'll go tonight, and we expect to see Bledsoe as their number 2 guy tomorrow. But he'll face the top of the Whippet order. Brooks Kewen leads things off. The left fielder, then he'll see Reese Atkinson, designated hitter, and then Aiden Howard at first base. He'll bat third. Kewen, lefty, coming in hot. He's got a .375 batting average. He's been big in that leadoff spot for the Whippets. Kentner, the right-hander, will throw. Low for ball 1. Long sleeves for the pitcher, Kentner. Got the blue long sleeves under that. So that's legal as long as they're not white. You can do that. Kewen fouls one off. Farm Bureau foul ball. Good little crowd over to our right. Made the trip down from Ecru, Mississippi. As you would guess, it is just a little north of Pontotoc. Big break there, curveball. Called strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Kintner throws low outside, ball 2. Yeah, for any Whippet fans that might have made the trip to New Albany last week, you had to pass right by North Pontotoc High School to get there. 2-2, stayed outside, ball 3. So the trip tomorrow, we're going to be right back where we go, just 15 minutes shorter. North Pontotoc's on the right. Had a dome. The basketball arena is like a dome. So if you saw that, that was North Pontotoc High School right there inside of 15. Inside, ball 4. Brooks Kewen keeps playing money ball and getting on base. And so he'll be at first base with a leadoff walk. And it's Reese Atkinson to come to the plate. Atkinson coming back from injury. Doesn't have a lot of at-bats, just 23 in the games last week. He had a single in game 1. He also walked, drove in a run on a sacrifice. And then in game 2, he was hit by a couple of pitches, and he had a double. So it's going to be difficult when you hadn't had that many at-bats on the season to come back in like that. There was a throw over to first. Atkinson's going to lay down a bunt. Kintner's going to get to it. He'll throw to first, and it is a collision. Ball rolls away. Kewen's rounding third, and he'll stop right there. And Brooks Kintner is shaken up there at first base. Training staff and coaches come out to tend to him. It was a collision between he and Reese Atkinson. Bodies went flying. Atkinson up walking around. Yeah, they're going to give Brooks Kintner, check his hand there, make sure everything's okay. But, yeah, nothing egregious there. All it was the ball thrown on the home side of the bag, and Brooks Kintner tried to go get it. And when he did, he and Atkinson collided. And he'll get a round of applause. He'll get a fist bump from Coach Cole McBride. Coach Anthony seems to think everything's okay. As it is, it'll go down as an E1 on the throw. But the Whippets will have runners at the corners and nobody out. Aiden Howard at the plate. Last time Aiden Howard was in this spot, he hit one to the soccer field. It was a huge 3-run home run in game 1 against New Albany. But Atkinson with a decent lead over at first base. Hope it's in a good setup here. Howard rolls one to the left side. It'll in through for a single, and the Whippets have their first run of the game. Still nobody out. Give Aiden Howard the RBI. Good piece of hitting there, just going through the infield. One of those little C&I singles, as they like to call them. It's got eyes. Split the defense over there between Wise and Bledsoe. And it will be Carson Filial coming up to the plate, the Whippets' third baseman. He'll have runners at first and second. Whippets lead it 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. First innings for Whippets baseball brought to you by Pickles Drug Store. Filial, a .360 batting average. His first pitch he sees, he fouls it off. Farm Bureau foul ball back there towards Peggy Abel's field, the softball field. Yeah, .360 average. He's third on the team in runs driven in. Excuse me, second on the team in runs driven in. He trails only Aiden Howard. Howard's got 30. Filial's got 27. Look back at the runner, and now Filial wants to bunt. Sends it up the third baseline. It's a great bunt, and everybody's going to be safe. Great bunt by Filial. You could see Wise wasn't quite sure whether he should come off the bag and get that or whether he was going to let Kintner get to it. But that's back-to-back singles. Whippets will have the bases loaded, nobody out, and the catcher potentially a Clarion Ledger Player of the Week, Jackson Schuler. Voting still open for that. As Schuler swings at the first pitch, fouls it off the face mask of Daughtery. But yeah, Jackson Schuler up for male high school boys player of the week from the Clarion Ledger. You can vote, find that poll at breezynews.com. Last time we looked, he was ahead 400 votes or so. Whippet fans want to make sure he stays there. That one's low on a breaking ball. Stopped up nicely by Daughtery to keep Atkinson standing at third base. 1-1 count to the Whippets catcher. Schuler, a .333 hitter coming into this game tonight. As Kentner delivers. Swinging strike two on a curveball. A lot of movement on that one. Would be a huge out if Kentner able to get Schuler out. Whippet fans are hoping for more runs here, already pushing one across. And there's time called, and Kentner didn't follow through. I said sometimes they tell you if you've already started your motion, go ahead and throw that. You don't want to hurt yourself by trying to stop. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's popped up, should be an infield fly. Infield fly. It's caught anyway, but yeah. Infield fly with bases loaded and nobody out, so. Kentner came down and made the catch a couple of feet in front of the bag at first base. It'll send Brendan Truss, the Whippets shortstop, up to the plate. Truss batting it at .250. Just a sophomore. Looks at a curveball called strike one. Let's see what Truss did last week. Game one, he had a single and he walked. Game two, 0 for 4. As there's another pop fly. Brooks Kentner will come get it in foul territory in front of the North Pontotoc dugout, and just like that, 2 outs in the inning. And so it's all up to the Whippets center fielder Bradley Goss to try to take advantage of a bases loaded, nobody out situation. Bradley Goss, the lefty. Normally he's been at the number 2 spot, so he got moved down when the Whippets brought Reese Atkinson back. But it's not like he got put down in the order because of, struggling or anything. Goss has been pretty good at the plate. Fastball takes it inside for ball 1. Yeah, Goss, a .321 hitter. Pretty good production from your number 7 spot. Swinging strike one there. Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead. Home half of the first inning. Kentner winds and throws. Another swing and miss. And really looked like Goss saw that one all that great. Didn't get the arms extended. But Kentner, a strike away from getting out of a huge jam with minimal damage. Whippets need something through the infield. Will not get it as Goss goes down swinging, and that ends the inning. But the Whippets do get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, 3 men left on base, 1 in the books. Kosciusko leads it 1-0.
In every sport, the goal is to be the very best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We strive hard to make every policy, quote, and claim a highlight. Our goal is to be your MVP. That's your most valuable protection on auto, home, commercial, and life insurance needs. The championship service from your Alpha lineup is consistently improving to score you the lowest rates and best discounts available. Call us today at 662-289-1024 or stop by our office at 235 North Madison Street in Kosciusko and visit our team of Jennifer Bruce, Diane Edwards, or myself, Chris Coleman, and allow us the opportunity to take the insurance playing field with you. We want you on our team at Alpha, the Chris Coleman Agency in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead as we get set for the top of the second inning. 4, 5, and 6 will come to the plate for the Vikings of North Pontotoc. against the right-hander Braxton Smith. Second innings for Whippets baseball, brought to you by, you just heard him, Chris Coleman of Alpha Insurance. So Jack Horton, the designated hitter, to lead things off. A freshman. That's a freshman-laden ball club here for Coach Anthony. In fact, there's only one senior in the lineup. That's the catcher, Daughtery. Kentner, the pitcher, Kentner, is a junior. And then you have a freshman at first, a freshman at second, a freshman at shortstop, a sophomore at third. No, a freshman at third, a sophomore in left field, a junior in center field. And you do have a senior. Matthews is a senior out in right field, so two seniors in the defensive lineup. But, yeah, young squad. Braxton Smith, first pitch swung on and missed from the right-handed designated hitter, Jack Horton. Smith kicks and throws. Fastball catches the corner. Strike two. Smith ahead in the count here. 0-2 delivery is hit through the right side, and it's through. Another one of those, it's got eyes. Through the gap between first and second base. So a leadoff single for North Pontotoc. Going to bring up Kaysen Jensen. Jensen, the left fielder. Sophomore. Left-handed batter. Tall, got him listed at 6'2". They shift a little bit out in center field to the Whippets. He shows like he wants to bunt. And they'll call and they'll say he left the bat out there, tried to stab at it. So that's strike one. So no balls, one strike. But yeah, Bradley Gall's moved. The left-handed batter moved over a little bit, not playing straightaway center. And then shows bunt again. This time he pulls it back and the pitch is a ball outside. So 1-1 count. Smith checks the runner at first base. That's Horton. North Pontotoc dugout getting excited off to our right. Didn't show bunt there as the curveball came inside and low. But you got the advantage here of the left-handed batter facing the right-handed pitcher. That one comes right down the middle for a strike to even things up. 2-2. Kosciusko leads it 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Third round playoff action from Kosciusko. Horton, decent lead over at first. Low ball 3. Not a bad pitch there from Smith. Schuler did a good job of framing that one up, maybe trying to get that call. But that was one of those either or, depending on the umpire. 3-2. High ball 4. And now we'll have the first two runners on base. Will the Vikings, and the lone senior in the batting order, Daughtery, will come to the plate. Right-hander. Now Whippets infield going to be back, thinking double play depth right here, but also might be thinking about a sac bunt if you're Coach Anthony. And Smith going to step off the rubber. Now he gets the sign that he likes, comes set at the waist. Looks the runner at second now. Country shows bunt. Pulls it back. Schuler keeps it in front of him. It was low in the dirt. Ball 1. Oh. 1-0 count. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the Vikings half of the second. Bunts, shows bunt again and pulls it back, and it stays up. 2 balls, no strikes. We're going to get a visit to the mound. Pitching coach Wesley Dew going to come out, bring out his entire infield, and go over some procedures here. Whippets could let's use a pop-up. Get an infield fly right here. It would be huge. Any kind of outs, but Whippets are hunting for the first out of the inning. They got a run in the bottom of the first. It was an Aiden Howard single through the left side of the infield that brought the run home. But this is the one semifinal of the North. The other semifinal going on will be Corinth and Moorville. So the winner of this one would move on to face the winner of that one in the North State Championship. But down in the South, you got West Lauderdale taking on Forest County AHS, and Poplarville facing off against Greene County. So in the Elite 8, there's just 8 left, 4 in the North and 4 in the South. But we're ready. Here's going to be a throw back. It's a close play out at second. Truss tags Horton on the helmet. And it was a little bit of an aggressive tag, but Truss and Horton are laughing about it out there. Good to see that. No ill will. 2-0 pitch. Autry wants to bunt. He bunts and it hits off of his foot. That one stung a little bit. See him walk around a little after that. That one went right off the top of the foot there. It's good for the Whippets, though, as it's a strike. 2-1 shows bunt again. Pulls it back, and the pitch must have been just off the plate. That'll be 3-1. Dangerous hitters count right here with runners at first and second and nobody out. Let's see what Smith can do. Lets out a big exhale and throws. Upstairs, ball 3. And that'll be bases loaded. Nobody out. Second walk of the game, second walk of the inning. And Hayden Hale, the center fielder, will come up to the plate. Hale's a junior. Whippets in a jam right here. Whippets had the bases loaded, nobody out, couldn't get anybody home. Let's see if North Pontotoc can figure it out. And stays upstairs with that one for ball 1. If I had to venture a guess, I would say nobody's swinging here until Smith is able to locate. Problem finding the zone. North Pontotoc gonna maybe let him do. Well, it shows you what I know because there's a swing. And it was upstairs. If he doesn't swing, it's probably a ball. But still, I thought that the way Smith had been having some problems, you might see North Pontotoc keep that bat on the shoulder. There's the 1-1 throw. And that is popped up foul over towards Peggy Abel's field. The old Farm Bureau foul ball. Lady Whippets softball team wrapped up its season last night and lost to Moorville. They had to go play that game in Starkville. Play that turf field, bad field conditions here. So team said, we'll just meet in the middle. Pulled a Diamond Rio. Met in the middle, and it was Moorville that came out ahead. There's a tipped pitch, didn't stay in the glove of Schuler. So we'll do it all over again. Would have been out number 1 if Schuler could have closed the glove around it as it is. So step back in. Hayden Hale will try to find a way to tie the game as he'll call for time. Whippets lead it 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Pontotoc's got a bases full of Vikings. That curveball is up, ball 2. 2-2 the count. So Whippet infield is back, thinking double play right here. They would give up the run to get the double play. Still early in the ball game. As that pitch is a fastball just off the plate. Schuler is doing like we all were, asking maybe where exactly that pitch was. Where did he miss? But nowhere to go if you're Braxton Smith and the Whippets. 3-2, nobody out, base is loaded. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs, ball 4. 3 walks in a row, and the Vikings have tied it at 1. Well, still nobody out. It's Hudson Wise, the third baseman, the freshman, at the plate. So a leadoff single and 3 walks in a row have us knotted up at 1. Hudson Wise, right-hander, swings at the first pitch. Can't figure it out. 0-1. Whippets desperately needing some kind of out here, especially before you get to the top of the order. Smith comes down the middle of that one, quickly ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Brooks Kintner, the first baseman, younger of the 2 Kintners, the freshman, he's on deck. He's the number 9 hitter in the lineup. So here's the 0-2 pitch. He ran it outside for ball 1. No. Looking over to, well, I've seen a few more people arriving at the ballpark. 1-2 pitch, pulled to the left side. It's through. 1 run's going to score. They're going to hold the other runner at third base. Oh, it's Hudson Wise with the RBI single. And the Vikings take the lead. Jensen came around to score. Brooks Kintner, the left-handed first baseman, will be at the plate. The number 9 hitter, Rowdy Rowland, taking some warm-up tosses over in the Whippets bullpen. Bases will still be loaded, still nobody out. Smith fires one in there for a strike. But Kintner, good to see him back after that collision at first base. In the bottom of the first, he and Atkinson got collided. That pitch is called a strike. North Pontotoc fans thought it might have been a little elevated, but Smith ahead in the count 0-2. Kicks and throws. That one's up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. North Pontotoc's push 2 across. Taking the lead 2-1. Here in just the top of the second inning. Smith kicks and throws. Swinging strike 3. Big strikeout there for the Whippets. That's the second Dickerson Petroleum strikeout of the night for Braxton Smith, and it will be the top of the order. Storm Robinson at the plate. They grounded back to the pitcher, his only other at bat. After everything that's happened, you're still just a ground ball double play away from getting out of the inning if you're Kosciusko with minimal damage. So Robinson, the right-hander, looks at ball 1. Fastball. Maybe a little up and out. Second innings for Whippets baseball. Presented by Chris Coleman of Alpha Insurance. Smith working from the wind-up with the bases loaded. Pitch number 2 of the at-bat will be hit foul down the right field line. Gets out of play in between the 2 ballparks. 1-1 count. We're going to get a name for this ballpark. We got Peggy Abels Field over there. We need a name for this one. Whippet Stadium, Whippet Field is what I call it, but there's no official name for it. Yeah. I need to do that. Put it up. Get the kids, get the students to vote on it or something. A contest. Yeah, definitely need a name. Like we have Landrum Field over there, Peggy Abels Field. We're right in the middle. It's just field. Whippet Stadium. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Goes right back up the middle. Truss is going to get it. Only play will be at first. It'll be a fielder's choice. Out will be recorded, but a run comes in. So it goes 6-3 on the putout, but give Robinson an RBI. All the other runners move up. That was Daughtery that came in. Hudson Wise goes to second base. Hayden Hale goes to third base as Grady Bledsoe, the shortstop, comes in, swings over the top of one. Grady Bledsoe popped out to center field in his first at bat back in the first. Smith gets you looking with a curveball in there for a strike. 0-2. To Bledsoe. Bledsoe, the shortstop tonight. Expect to see him on the mound tomorrow. Something could change, but he's kind of been their number 2 guy all season long. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That'll be chopped right back to Smith. He'll field it, run, underhand, toss it to first for the out. The Whippets get out of the inning, but the Vikings, they get 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a couple of men left on base. Go to the bottom of the second inning. It's North Pontotoc 3, Kosciusko 1.
Be prepared for life's uncertainties with the correct insurance coverage from the Atala County Farm Bureau. Let's talk about change. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is scary. But what is certain is that everyone will experience change. The Atala County Farm Bureau's review program is designed to identify the changes that need to be made in your insurance coverage. Wayne Blaylock and James Metters invite you to stop by for your Farm Bureau Get Real review. Let them help you be prepared for change. Atala County Farm Bureau on the north side of the square in Kosciusko.
At Pickles Drug Store, your pharmacist does more than fill prescriptions. They're your guide to better health. We help you understand your medications, ensure your insurance is handled smoothly, and answer all your questions with care. Because at Pickles, you're not just a customer, you're part of our community.
Hi, I'm Rob Pickle. My staff and I are here to serve you.
Visit us today on the east side of the square in Kosciusko. Pickles Drug Store, your community Health Mart pharmacy, Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Boswell Media Sports.
Bottom of the second inning, Kosciusko will send the number 8 hitter to the plate. 8, 9, and 1. It would be Braxton Smith, Braden Rigby, and then Brooks Kewen. Kosciusko trails at 3-1 to the Vikings of North Pontotoc. Pontotoc, or I should say the Vikings, able to get 3 runs in their half of this inning. Oh, Braxton Smith step up to the plate, can help his own cause here. He had a triple in that game, too, against New Albany. He's another one that hasn't had a lot of at-bats. First pitch from Kintner. He takes it low for a ball. Give you the numbers on Smith. As we said, doesn't have that many at-bats. Pops it up. That is a mile high on the infield. Is anyone going to get to it? Bledsoe will get to it out in front of the bag at second base. That one had an in-flight movie. It stayed up there so long. But that's 2 pitches and 1 out. Braden Rigby, the Whippets' second baseman, up at the plate.
Number 11, Braden Rigby.
Rigby playing second base in the game. He played right field in game 2 against New Albany. He's sort of that utility player you can put anywhere. Fastball low, ball 1. Didn't even give you didn't get time to get the numbers on Braxton Smith. No, that was just his 6th at bat. We can tell you that. One's low, ball 2. Get you the numbers on Rigby, a 240 batter coming into the game. And Kentner able to find the zone there, slowed it down a little bit, floated one right down the middle for strike one. Second innings for Whippets baseball, brought to you by Chris Coleman of Alpha Insurance. That one's rolled to shortstop. Bledsoe gets to it, throws. It's a high throw, but they'll say Kentner kept his foot on the bag. It's a bang-bang play at first, but Rigby is called out. Back-to-back putouts right there by the freshman Bledsoe. 2 outs in the inning, back to the top of the order. Brooks Kewen. Kewen walked and scored back in the first inning. Whippets' only run. With the left-hander. Digs in to work against Kentner. Takes a curveball for a strike. 0-1 pitch, it's chopped to third base. Wise gets it, they'll say foul ball. So, yeah, that one was close, right over the bag at third base. That one probably favors North Pontotoc, because I think Kewen would have outran that. Would have been a hard play for Wise because he had to go to his right to get it. But as it is, it's that one's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Whippets leadoff batter, the left fielder Brooks Kewen. The 1-2 pitch will stay outside. 2-2. Brooks' older brother Barrett plays this ball down at Holmes Community College. They wrapped up their season this week. I think Barrett got his first start of the season last week. Autry needed some signals from the dugout. He was needing something. Saying, give me some more. Had his hand over there kind of going through that motion of, hey, we need something else, but didn't get it. Kewen stepped out and took time. 2-2 pitch inside low, ball 3. So after getting behind at 0-2, Kewen has battled back. He's taken 3 pitches. Whippets could use a base runner. Trailing at 3-1 here in the bottom of the second. That's low, ball 4, and Kewen has another walk. The second one issued by Kentner, and it's Reese Atkinson will represent the tying run at the plate. Atkinson committed to play baseball at Southern Miss. Throw over, close play, Kentner to Kentner. Yeah, Reese, just a junior. A lot of expectations for him. As a swinging strike 1 on a big breaking ball. I was going to say Corky Palmer, but he's not the coach at Southern Miss anymore. I'm going way back there. Almost said he's a good addition to Corky Palmer's club. Be like me saying Ron Polk at Mississippi State. 0-1 pitch. Atkinson almost wears that one on the knee, but it's just inside. 1-1. Kosciusko trailing at 3-1. Bottom of the second inning. This is game number 1 of the 3rd round playoff series. Stays inside, ball 2. 2-1. Moorville and Corinth also playing left in the north. Throw over. Kentner drops the ball. I don't think it would have mattered either way. Atkinson at the plate. Reached on an error. His first at bat, the ball was thrown. That was when we had that collision at first base. Swinging strike 2, couldn't catch up to the high fastball there. So it makes it a 2-2 count. Yeah, Atkinson bunted up the third base line, and on the throw from Kentner to Kentner, it pulled the younger Kentner off the bag, and there was a big collision at first. Thankfully, everybody's okay, but here's the 2-2. Kewen's headed for second base. It doesn't matter. They call strike 3. And that will get the Vikings out of the inning. That is the second strikeout of the ballgame for Kintner. The Whippets go down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left. 2 in the books. It's 3-1. North Pontotoc leads Kosciusko.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
"Oh, come on. Seriously? This is so extra."
But what you could say is,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Get someone who can actually help.
Call State Farm agent Angel Alvin McDonald at 662-289-3161.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
Boswell Media Sports.
We'll start the third inning with North Pontotoc leading Kosciusko 3-1. Heart of the order will be up for the Vikings. Leading things off, the pitcher, Rylan Kintner. Kintner, Horton, and Kaysen. Kintner struck out his first at bat, working against Braxton Smith. First pitch pops it up to the right side. It is going to fall in for a base hit. Boy, perfect no man's land. Rigby gave it a run. And he might have got a hand on it, but as it is, that was just one of those perfectly placed balls. Sound like it even hit off the handle. But it will be a leadoff single. And we will get a courtesy runner for the pitcher. I won't get you that number on that courtesy runner just yet. But as it is, Jack Horton will be at the plate. Horton had a single. Came around to score in the second inning. Led off that second inning with the single. He's the designated hitter. So they got a speedy runner at first base. And Horton tries to bunt. He does. It is a good bunt. The Whippets are going to let it roll foul. Good play there by Schuler. But Schuler and Phil Y'all were both there. But Whippets let that one go. Boy, Horton got some speed for a big guy. He got down that line pretty quickly. Yeah, Horton listed at 6'1", 180. Might have taken that that measurement early in the spring. He looks to be a little bigger than 6'1", 180. Maybe they took their measurements back in like December before the season started. He's put on a little weight since then as a designated hitter. But 0-1. Doesn't show bunt that time. Swings it away. It's the same result, though. It's a foul ball. Farm Bureau foul ball off to the right. Out of play. 0-1 count, 0-2 count. Third innings for Whippets baseball, brought to you by Sunstar Insurance. Still can't quite get you the number at first base. As a throw over, it's high. Howard goes up and gets it. So Horton at the plate with an 0-2 count. Smith throws, leaves it up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kosciusko trailing at 3-1. I like the orange helmets. Really easy to see. Nice and bright for the North Pontotoc Vikings. And if you were here, if you weren't here during the first inning, we determined that it's Florida orange is what we went with. Florida Gator orange. It's not Tennessee orange. It's a Florida Gator orange. There's another one that's up. Ball 2 for those that are just listening on the radio. Breezy 103.7 here in the central Mississippi area. Also, maybe if you're traveling in your vehicle outside of the area, the Breezy 103 app. But also have this stream for you, the Breezy 103 FM YouTube channel. Brought to you by Frank Chevrolet. Another breaking ball. Just missed. Martin makes it a full count. They got a lot of folks watching in. We've got reports of folks watching in from Oxford, from Texas, as far as way as, like Ella Langley said, they're from Texas. We can tell. 3-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3. Dickerson Petroleum strikeout, the third of the ball game for Braxton Smith. Tayson Jensen, the left fielder, will be at the plate.
Now batting number 4, Tayson Jensen.
He walked. It was one of 3 walks in a row. Excuse me. Yeah, 3 walks in a row. That's the difference in the ball game right now. As Whippets will be back hoping for that double play ball. Smith will fire one in for a strike. Still can't quite get you the runner at first base. We'll do that when we can. Curveball is up, ball 1. Our North Pontotoc fans that might be watching, I understand the stream info got sent out to them, so welcome in anybody up there at Ekro that couldn't make the trip down, watching there on YouTube. 1-1 pitch, but that one's tossed over to first base. So Smith sets at the hip and throws. That one's right down the middle. It'll bounce away from Schuler. And the runner will be able to advance. Like that one hit off of, this is a perfect storm there. It hit off of Schuler's glove and then caromed off his leg, off his knee over to the right. So now there's a runner down at second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. That's right down the middle, a called strike 3, back-to-back Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts for Braxton Smith. 2 down in the inning now.
Now batting number 22.
I was ready to say it was number 30 that was your courtesy runner. Only problem is there's not number 30 on the roster, so we'll have to regroup. But we can tell you at the plate is going to be the catcher. That one's outside with a curveball. Luke Daughtery. He was one of those walks back in the second inning. Another fastball that stays outside. 2-0 is the count to the Vikings catcher. Kosciusko trailing it 3-1. Top of the third inning. And that one finds the corner for a strike from Smith. We had seen some activity in the Whippets bullpen. We saw Rowdy Roan taking some warm-up tosses. But not doing that anymore. But he is there if the Whippets need him. He's been their relief guy here in the postseason. You got him swinging strike 2. Good pitch there from Braxton Smith. Whippets trying to get out of the inning here. If you're looking towards the Whippets half of the third, they're going to have 3, 4, and 5. Meat of that order coming up. Honoring a call for time. Steps out of the box. So we got a runner down at second base. Here's the 2-2. Pulled up the third base line. It is foul. Past a diving Carson Filio. Off to his right. Okay, maybe that is a Wyatt. No, I was going to say Wyatt Hogan. It looked like it was a 21 or a 23. Curveball. High. Makes it a full count. If Daugherty can get on. It would be Hayden Hale, the center fielder, come to the plate. Try to keep the inning going. But I'll call for time again here. Oh. 3-2. Inside, ball 4. Whippet fans don't like the call, as that will be the 4th walk issued by Braxton Smith, and we'll have runners at first and second. Now we have another courtesy runner that I won't be able to tell you who it is because can't read the numbers. Courtesy runner for the catcher there at first base. Hayden Hill, the center fielder, he walked and brought in the first run for the Vikings. Smith once again stays outside with the fastball. Whippet infield playing back here. They're thinking to play it any bag, get you out of the inning if you're Kosciusko. 1-0 pitch comes down the middle for a strike. Kosciusko 3, North Pontotoc 1. Another one that maybe was just a little bit up. It wasn't too far away from the previous pitch location. Oh, Smith throws one that stays in. That makes it ball 3. 3-1. The count to the batter, Hayden Hale. Swinging strike 2. So we got a full count with 2 outs. Runners at first, at second. Everybody going to be moving right here. Something's got to give. So Smith waits a signal from his catcher, Schuler. Has what he wants, and he picks his leg up and looks the runner back at second base. I tell you, the runner at first had a huge lead, but before that, she could work a pickoff move over with Howard moving. He's not quite as big this time. Previous pitch, and Smith will once again look the runner back at second base. 3-2. Swinging strike 3. Whippets get out of the jam. That is 5 Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts for Braxton Smith in the inning for North Pontotoc. No runs on 1 hit. No errors. A couple of men left on base. Go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. North Pontotoc with a 2-run lead over Kosciusko.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko trails North Pontotoc 3-1 as we get ready for the bottom of the 3rd inning. Rylan Kentner still on the bump for the Vikings. He'll face the heart of that Whippet order. 3, 4, and 5. Aiden Howard, Carson Filial, and Jackson Schuler. 3rd innings for Whippets baseball are presented by Sunstar Insurance. Aiden Howard has one of 2 Whippet hits on the afternoon, or the evening, I guess we'll say. He singled and drove in the Whippets' only run so far back in the first inning. He takes a curveball for strike one. Howard going to be playing his college ball down in Goodman, Holmes Community College. He pulls that one through the right side, and it'll be a leadoff single. 2 hits on the night for Aiden Howard. The Whippets have the leadoff hitter on, I should say. And Carson Filial, another Holmes Community College signee, will come to the plate. The Whippets' third baseman, he's also got a single. He bunted for a base hit. He bunted it up the third baseline. There were runners at first and second back in the first inning. Bunted to their, I think, probably was intending it to be a sacrifice bunt to move the runners over, but there was some miscommunication on the infield, and it ended up being a single. But Carson Filial, Whippets' third baseman, steps up. Takes one low, ball one. He had a big home run in that game, game 2 at New Albany. New Albany's dead center field was about 360, but the center field wall or the batter's eye, whatever you want to call it, was huge. So he had to hit it a long way to get it out of that ballpark. As Filial takes that pitch for a strike. It'll be 1-1. Carson did a good job with the slim, shady hair. I still think Braxton Smith has the best out of the entire Whippets. With the blonde haircut, or blonde dyed hair. Oh, big curveball there. Comes back in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. North Pontotoc has some guys with the blonde hair, but they also have some other highlights, I'll say. I don't know, got racing stripes, some guys and other stuff in their hair. That ball rolls away from Kentner on the throw to first base. Howard, he's at second. He's going to be digging for third, and he will be there. Oh, an error on the throw over to first base. Kentner to Kentner. And Howard gets 90 feet away from home. So Carson Filial can help the Whippets here, cut into that lead. He's able to put something through the infield or even a deep fly ball. 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball again. It didn't break like Kentner wanted it to. Kosciusko trailing at 3-1 here in the home half of the third inning. Whippets have a runner at third base, nobody out. 2-2 to Filial. And another good breaking ball freezes Filial there. And he's called out on strikes. That's the third strikeout for Rylan Kentner. 1 out in the inning. And it'll be up to Jackson Schuler here. Schuler popped into the infield fly back in the first inning. Kentner going to that breaking ball, keeping it right there, but that one's inside. It's got a big move on it. See why he keeps going to it. 1-1 pitch. That time he just comes right after Schuler. Swung on and missed. Now it's 1-1. 46 pitches in the ball game for Kentner. There's that big break. Called a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reminds me of Ty Long. Ty Long played for Ripley a couple years ago when Whippets made it to the third round. Now he plays for Southern Miss. But Ty Long had that real big sweeping curveball like that. That one's poked to the right side. It'll be backhanded by Robinson. Nice defensive play. Schuler's out, but it brings home a run. Robinson flashing some leather out there at second base. But the 4-3 putout results in a run for the Whippets. Nobody on base now. And 3-2, it's Brendan Truss with 2 outs to hit. Takes strike 1. Truss popped up into foul territory as only other at bat. Kittner shakes off a couple of signs and now throws. That one's chopped to the right side. Robinson moves it off to his left, and he'll get it and fire it to first base for the out. So the inning is over. But the Whippets do get one run on one hit. There was one error, and nobody was left on base. We've played 3 complete. Kosciusko trails North Pontotoc 3-2.
Pawpaw, where are you at?
Miles, I'm fixing to go flying.
Wait a minute, Pawpaw. I can't go fishing, but you can go flying?
I guess you're right, Miles. If you can't go fishing, I can't go flying. We've got to get to selling some cars. And with rebates and discounts, never been better than today at Frank's Chevrolet GMC here in Kosciusko.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North. Tell them Miles sent you. All right, Miles, you can go fishing now.
Pawpaw, I got one and it's huge.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, Highway 35 North in Kosciusko.
Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko and North Pontotoc, game number 1 of this third round playoff series. North Pontotoc leads the Whippets 3-2 as we get set for the fourth inning. Fourth innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Sullivan's Drugs and Gifts. The other half of the North bracket not playing tonight. Corinth and Moorville are not starting their series until tomorrow. But North Mississippi's weather forecast a little bit better than the forecast here for Central and South Mississippi. That's why we move this one up a day, because it's not raining here today, and then slim chance of some rain up in Ecru tomorrow. Now, a game 3 here on Saturday might be rough to handle with rain, but we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. It'll be 8-9-1 to start things off for the Vikings in the top of the fourth inning. Fastball inside to the third baseman, Hudson Wise. Wise had a single and drove in a run his first at bat. That time he takes strike 1. Even up the count. 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors for North Pontotoc. A swinging strike 2. 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors for Kosciusko. First 3 innings of the ball game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a little slow chopper. Truss going to play it off a second hop. Throw is low. And it will get away from Howard, but the Whippets had enough backup guys there to keep it from rolling out into right field. Would probably be an error. I think Truss maybe rushed himself just a little bit. Wise gets down the line pretty quickly. So, but that one would have been an out if you're able to hold on to it. It'll be the number 9 batter in the lineup, Brooks Kintner. Kintner was a strikeout victim his first at bat. Kintner, the left-hander. It's a high ball 1. It's 3 innings in a row now that the Vikings have gotten the lead-off runner on base. Kintner takes strike there. Brooks Kintner, freshman. First baseman. He shows bunt, pulls it back, it rolls past the catcher Schuler. And the runner will be able to take second base. So 2 balls, 1 strike to the batter. Takes your double play off the table if you're the Whippets. That's Smith. Set at the waist. Shows bunt again and pulls it back. Stays up 3 balls. 1 strike. Top of the order looming. The man with the best name on the roster, Storm Robinson out there. Sounds like a wrestler. Shows bunt, does Kintner. This time he tries to get it, throw back behind the runner, and he's out. Great play by Schuler to Truss supplying the tag as Wise got a little too far off the bag. A great throw from Schuler, and that error is negated. 1 out in the inning now, and that's a full count. 3-2 pitch. Swing and strike 3. Big sequence of events there for the Whippets. That's the 6th Dickerson Petroleum strikeout. So 2 outs as we go back to the top of the order with Storm Robinson.
Number 11, Storm Robinson.
Robinson will get some coaching from longtime coach Chad Anthony. 23-plus years at North Pontotoc. He said in the pregame research from my research, and it says 2003 was his first year there. He's also the assistant principal there at North Pontotoc. Got to be tough playing for a coach that's also the assistant principal. That can't be easy. Got to be a little disciplinarian there. But Storm Robinson today is 0 for 2, but he has driven in a run on a fielder's choice. He takes a strike there. Grounded out in the second inning, but brought in a run. And that grounded out to the pitcher his first at bat. Another strike called 0-2 the count to Storm Robinson. Kosciusko trailing at 3-2. Top of the 4th inning. That was way outside. Ball 1. Kosciusko went with the Hawaiian theme for this ball game. So over in the dugout, got some floaties, some lays. As that pitch is low, an outside ball too. No grass skirts. I said if we're going with the Hawaiian theme, somebody should have committed and get in the grass skirt. Maybe make one of the freshmen get out there and wear the grass skirt. But I don't see any grass skirts over there. 2-2 pitch. Hit it in the air to right field. Shallow. Heron on the run. Diving makes the catch at the foul line. He's excited. And the Whippets get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on, 1 error and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Kosciusko trailing it 3-2 to North Pontotoc.
Hi, this is Allison Schuler, CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala. You deserve care that's close to home and close to the heart. We offer swing bed services, rehabilitation, infusion therapy, and chemotherapy delivered with skill and compassion. Our emergency room is here when you need immediate care, and we provide outpatient laboratory, radiology, and respiratory services all under one roof. At Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala, you're not just a patient, you're our neighbor and our priority.
Sunstar Insurance walks with you through life's twists and turns, offering tailored coverage for every chapter. Our devoted team makes sure you have the choices and support you deserve, turning uncertainty into peace of mind. Whether you're securing a home, a car, or your future, we put reliability and care at the heart of every policy. With Sunstar Insurance, you're backed by a partner committed to protecting what matters.
I'm Robbie Robertson. I'm Bradley Tyler.
Sunstar Insurance, Court Square in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko and North Pontotoc. Here from Whippet Field, the bottom of the 4th inning, it's the Vikings with a 1-run lead, 3-2. Bottom 3rd of the order coming to the plate for the Whippets. Bradley Goss, Braxton Smith, and Braden Rigby. Bradley Goss tries to bunt his way on there, try to poke one up the third base line. Couldn't make it happen, so 0-1. Goss was a strikeout victim his first at bat. There's that big breaking ball. It's called a strike. Goss quick behind in the count, 0-2. Rylan Kintner still working it on the mound for the Vikings. They're at 53 pitches. 0-2 stays out. for ball one. Fourth innings for Whippets baseball brought to you by Sullivan's Drugs and Gifts. There's the 1-2 pitch. Curve ball. That's a called ball. Catcher jumped up like he was ready to throw it around the horn. Thought it was a little bit low on that one, but catcher trying to do everything he can. Try to get the call there, but 2-2 count now. That one's poked foul at the third base line. Farm Bureau foul ball. Played nicely by Coach McBride. Coach McBride. We didn't have to give him an E10. That's what we normally rule if you can't. But Coach McBride's a catcher. So, play in the infield is not his forte, but good for him. 2-2 pitch. There's that big break, but it stays out. 3-2. Good at bat here from Goss. Got behind 0-2, worked it back to a full count. And here's the 3-2 delivery. And it's another foul ball. Farm Bureau foul ball. Backed into the screen. But yeah, good at bat here by the leadoff batter, the Whippets center fielder, Bradley Goss. Kosciusko behind by 1 run. It was a 3-run second inning for North Pontotoc. That's a called strike 3. Will be the 4th strikeout for Rylan Kentner. And 1 out in the inning. It brings up the Whippets pitcher, Braxton Smith. Smith popped up to shortstop his last at bat. I say popped up to shortstop. That one was in danger of hitting a low-flying aircraft that was so hit high in the air. That one he takes upstairs for ball 1. Take a look at what Kentner's done so far. Smith hits that one up the middle. It is hit by Robinson. A slow throw to first, but we'll get him out. Robinson, the freshman. Like that throw might not get there in time to get Smith, who runs pretty well. But that's a 4-3 put out. And it's the number 9 hitter at the plate, Braden Rigby. Rigby grounded out to shortstop back in the second inning. The Whippets' second baseman, junior on the ball club. He lays down a bunt up the third base line. Wise charges. He throws. Safe at first base. Bang, bang play at first. Rigby with the speed, able to leg out the infield single. And the Whippets go back to the top of the order. This is a smart call right there. Wise had problems earlier trying to field the bunt from Phil. And so Rigby with his speed right there. Credit to Wise for making it a close play, but Rigby's able to leg that one out and go back to the top of the order to Brooks Kewen. He's walked twice. He takes a pitch up in the zone for ball 1. So Whippets have a 2-out base runner on a bunt single by Braden Rigby. So Kewen, the lefty at the plate. And Rigby's headed for second base. Only play will be at first as a hit and run was on. Bledsoe gets it and fires in time for the out. Well, the 2-out hit. Whippets not able to capitalize on it in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 4. It's still a 3-2 lead for the Vikings of North Pontotoc.
Feed, seed, clothing, decor, the everything you need store. Atala County Co-op. Atala County Co-op.
Make your outdoors the great outdoors with the Atala County Co-op on Highway 12. Spring's here with veggies, flowers, hanging baskets, porch leaners, yard mats, balloons, and spinners. Plus baby chicks, live bait, and X-Tough Riptide sandals and cruisers for the season ahead.
Atala County Co-op.
Be prepared for life's uncertainties with the correct insurance coverage from the Atala County Farm Bureau. Let's talk about change. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is scary. But what is certain is that everyone will experience change. The Atala County Farm Bureau's review program is designed to identify the changes that need to be made in your insurance coverage. Wayne Blaylock and James Metters invite you to stop by for your Farm Bureau Get Real review. Let them help you be prepared for change. Atala County Farm Bureau on the north side of the square in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
Starting the fifth inning for the North Pontotoc Vikings as they have a 3-2 lead over Kosciusko. It will be 2, 3, and 4. Grady Bledsoe, the talented freshman shortstop. He's 0 for 2 today. Braxton Smith throws. First pitch swung on and missed. As Bledsoe grounded back to the pitcher and popped out to center field. Braxton Smith comes right down the middle of that one for strike 2. Fifth innings for Whippets baseball brought to you by HelpHappensHere.com, a new service from Boswell Media, an online directory of local contractors. Here's the 0-2. It's hit to shortstop. Truss gets it, stumbles a little bit, throws to first, and it's off the mark. That one will go down as an error. Save the way the fourth inning started. Yeah. Truss went down to a knee and looked like when he was coming up to try to make the throw, he kind of stumbled. And I think that might have caused the errant throw there. Whippets do have Rowdy Roan taking some warm-up tosses over in the Whippets bullpen. It'll be Rylan Kintner, the pitcher. He's singled and struck out in the game. Bledsoe at first base, being held on by Aiden Howard. First pitch swinging, it's foul. Going to get out of play down the right field line. The old Farm Bureau foul ball. Most balls get out of play here at the ballpark if you're familiar with the Whippets setup down there. Not a lot of foul territory down the right field or left field lines, really. So 0-1 to throw over. Pick-off move. No tag applied. Bledsoe slides back into first base. Decent lead for Bledsoe, though. Throws to the plate. The ball's hit in the air into left center field. It'll be down for a hit. And Kewen gets to it quickly, though. Throws back behind the runner as they hold up Bledsoe at second. So Kewen able to cut that one off before it could roll to the fence. But it will be a single. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. The designated hitter, Horton, comes up to the plate, and we get that courtesy runner at first base. Would not be surprised to see Horton try to put a bunt down here. He singled and struck out. But he's the designated hitter. Horton does square around to bunt, and he will go to the mound. The ball's thrown to third base, and they're going to say safe. Smith turned around to throw the ball to third, sped himself up, and Phil had to go up high to get it and didn't get down in time. But, yeah, that's a situation there where Smith turned around when he spun around to throw, just fired one over to third, and results in bases loaded and nobody out for Kason Jensen. A left-handed hitting left fielder. Swings at strike one. A couple of times this evening where the Vikings have had bases loaded and nobody out. But Jensen will call for time. Whippets need an out here. trailing at 3-2. It's a called strike. And Smith came down the middle with it. Some of the North Pontotoc fans did not agree with the call, but it's an 0-2. Count to Jensen. Inside, ball one. Came in inside on that left-handed batter. Coach Anthony wants to, no, not Coach Anthony. Wesley Dew will come out to the mound. To pitching coach, talk to his infield, brings everybody in, resetting it for you. The Vikings of North Pontotoc with a 1-run lead have the bases loaded and nobody out. Bledsoe's at third. Ryland, well, not Ryland Kentner, the runner representing Ryland Kentner is at second base. Jack Horton, the designated hitter, is at first. Kason Jensen, your left fielder, is at the plate. He's got a 1-ball, 2-strike count. So Whippets just kind of going over some procedural things here. Meeting on the mound has completed. Whippets trying to get one out here. 1-2. Fouled off to the left. Farm Bureau foul ball. They're going to shift Bradley Goss out in center field, move him over to left center. Up ball two, up above the letters there for Smith. Evens up the count. Now the Whippet infield all coming in right here, going home with it. Everybody coming in on the grass. 2-2 pitch. Doesn't matter, though, because that's a swinging strike three. That will be strike out. I have it as number 7. Dickerson Petroleum strikeout for Braxton Smith. And I think that might be the final batter that Braxton Smith faces, because Coach Cole McBride is making the walk out to the mound, and we are indeed going to have a pitching change timeout. Kosciusko trails at 3-2. Bases loaded, one out in the top of the 5th inning. Pitching change. We're back after this with more on Boswell Media Sports.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your journey continues.
Looking for more than just fuel? At Dickerson Petroleum Transportation and Services, we deliver, and it doesn't stop at the pump. Need tank installation or specialized solutions? We've got you covered from Mississippi to Alabama and Louisiana. And if you're searching for a rewarding career, ask about employment opportunities at Dickerson Petroleum. Hungry on the go? Swing by Kangaroo Crossing for a snack or a quick meal. Dickerson Petroleum. Let us fuel your success. Drive in or call us today, because with Dickerson, you get service that goes the extra mile.
Boswell Media Sports.
Pitching change, timeout. The Whippets going to the bullpen. They will bring in the sophomore, Rowdy Roan. He's been their go-to guy here when they need a relief pitcher here in the playoffs. We talked about that with head coach Cole McBride in the Baptist Memorial Hospital Italic Coaches Show earlier today, saying that, they have a lot of guys they like that they can go to in this, as relief. But Rowdy Roan has been that guy. But you can't close the book yet on Braxton Smith just yet. All bases are loaded, so those are all his responsibility. Well, the catcher Autry will come to the plate. Rowdy Roan, a right-hander. Give you some numbers on him, but first let's tell you what Braxton Smith did. Autry today has walked twice. He's played money ball. First pitch from Roan is up for ball one. Braxton Smith, 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs. He walked 4, struck out 7, but obviously all the runs on base are still his responsibility. Ball's hit in the air to right field. That is Rigby out there diving and trying to make the catch, and it is a foul ball. So there's your defensive change to note that Braxton Smith went to second base and Braden Rigby went out to right field. He tried to make a diving stop. The Whippets are fortunate that that one was in foul territory. That might have cleared the bases. As it is, it's just a long Farm Bureau foul ball. Roan, the right-hander, say that he stuck his elbow out on that one. And so they say the ball hit him, and he stuck the elbow out there. I agree. Coach Anthony will appeal that, but I agree. I believe that did throw the elbow out there. The North Pontotoc fans don't agree. But I did think that he did lean into that one just a little bit. So they're going to appeal for everybody here. That's what Coach Anthony wants that. Yeah, I didn't think there was much to question about that one, as I thought it was fairly obvious that the arm got thrown out there. But they'll have a conference there. But I can finally tell you that the courtesy runner for the pitcher is Easton Hill. I found my binoculars, folks. It should be 1 ball, 2 strikes, right? Because there was already 1 strike on the batter. And then that should be strike 2. That's what we're trying to sort out. But they say that stands, but it should be 1 and 2 should be the count. It's Coach McBride is appealing that right now. So that should go down in the books as a strike. So that's what we're kind of trying to sort out here. He said 2-1. I don't think that is. I think everybody else in the books had it as so. Okay, it's 2-1. I'd already put it down as that going down as strike 2, but they say 2-1 the count. Gotcha. I have to get the books all sorted out here. But all right, ready to go. As Roan throws one in, and that time they say that he did throw the elbow out there, and it's 2-2. Yeah, I was thinking that right there should have been strike 3. But Roan is in that curveball in there, and the catcher Laundry is kind of right up in the box there. As Schuler right there kind of calms things down. He tells Roan to step off the rubber. But Roan lets that right arm hang, comes set, and throws. That time it did hit him. Wasn't no doubt about that one. That one hit him in the arm, and that will bring a run home. So that makes it 4-2. North Pontotoc leads, charge that run to Braxton Smith. I'll get you the numbers on Rowdy Roan on the season. Roan has pitched 9 innings. coming into the game. On the season, he's given up 11 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned runs. He's walked 6, struck out 12. Swinging strike one was Hayden Hale, the center fielder. Roan fires. That one gets away from Schuler. Runner not going to try to come home. That one was in the dirt. That one rolled off to the right. Saw Rowdy before the game. Was in the field house down there watching football highlights. They had the TV on, and Rowdy told me he was ready for football season, but he not quite ready for baseball season to end either. 1-1. That's a called strike, catches the outside corner. Roan, the linebacker for this Whippet football team. Whippets did start spring practice this week. I got out there on Monday and watched some practice, talked to a couple of recruiters that were there. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3. Hale tried to poke at one. And that is strikeout number 8 for Whippet pitching, and the first for Rowdy Roan in the ball game. 2 down in the inning, and it's Hudson Wise at the plate. Wise is 1 for 2. He reached on an error, and he singled and drove in a run back in the second inning. Tall third baseman. Swinging strike 1 over the top of that one. Whippets trailing at 4-2 here in the top of the 5th inning. 5th innings for Whippets baseball. Presented by HelpHappensHere.com. New service from Boswell Media. Roan still from the windup because the bases are full of Vikings. Here's an 0-1 pitch. That's a foul ball. Got a little piece of it. It looked like Hale was backing out. Excuse me. It looked like Wise was backing out of the box when he swung at that one. Yes, it is. It's a Farm Bureau foul ball. Whippets need a strike here. Get to their half of the 5th inning. There's the 0-2 delivery. That's that big breaking ball that did not break. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The number 8 hitter in the lineup, Hudson Wise. Roan finally has the sign he likes from Schuler. Fires it in. Swinging strike 3. It's excuse me swing, but it counts. Back-to-back strikeouts will end the inning. The Vikings are able to get 1 run on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 3 left on base. North Pontotoc 4, Kosciusko 2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning.
Feed, seed, clothing, decor, the everything you need store. Atala County Co-op. Atala County Co-op.
Make your outdoors the great outdoors with the Atala County Co-op on Highway 12. Spring's here with veggies, flowers, hanging baskets, porch leaners, yard mats, balloons, and spinners. Plus baby chicks, live bait, and X-Tough Riptide sandals and cruisers for the season ahead.
Atala County Co-op.
Shopping for car insurance is so confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help you choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Call State Farm agent Angel Alvin McDonald at 662-289-3161.
Boswell Media Sports.
We get to the bottom of the 5th inning. Kosciusko trails North Pontotoc 4-2. Rylan Kettner stays on the mound for the Vikings from Ecru. It is the heart of the order, 2, 3, and 4. The Whippets going to make a run and get back in the ball game. It starts right here with the designated hitter, Reese Atkinson, Aiden Howard, and then Carson Filial. Atkinson's 0 for 2, struck out in the second, and he reached on an error in the first inning. Whippets need get something going. Kentner fires that one outside for ball 1. Aiden Howard on deck. He's had the hot hand for the Whippets tonight. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a run driven in. Atkinson can't catch up with the fastball. Swings and misses. It's 1-1 the count. Breaking ball stays low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Try to give you a score update. We can find some from South Mississippi. The other game in the north not going on as that pitch bounced up and hit someone in the chest. Might have been the umpire in the chest, but it's going to be a 3-1 count. Daughtry will do the gentlemanly thing and walk the ball back to his pitcher, give the umpire time to, kind of catch his breath there. Listen, one of those camaraderie between the catchers and the umpires back there. Sometimes you'll see the umpire do the same thing. If the catcher takes an errant ball, he'll walk the ball back out to the pitcher. That's just one of those unwritten rules in baseball. But 3-1 the count now. Atkinson lines one into center field, but it is right at Hale, and he will track it down. He has to run to his right maybe a couple of steps. Atkinson sent it a long way, but sent it right to the center fielder. 1 out in the inning. As the left-hander, Aiden Howard, will step in the box. We told you he's had the hot hand. 2 for 2, a single and a run driven in. Whippets need him to stay hot here. Takes a curveball outside. Let's see how many pitches that Kentner's thrown. He's got to be getting on up there. Take a look at it here. 1-0 pitch is another curveball. That time he gets it to come back in. That pitch, it was number 70 for Kentner. So he's not quite as high up there as I thought. Threw a lot of pitches in the first 2 innings, but then settled down. That one outside, ball 2. The 2-1, the count. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 3. The folks from Ecru thought that might have been a strike. 3-1 count. That is a called strike. Might have just caught the corner. Howard didn't like the call. I want to say didn't like it, just didn't. Kind of saw a little sigh there. But here's a 3-2 pitch on the way. Stays way outside. The Whippets have a base runner. I have that as walk number 3 for Kentner. And Carson Filial come to the plate. Filial 1 for 2 today. He struck out in the third and singled in the first. He had that bunt single. Looked like he was basically trying to do a sacrifice and move runners over, but it was misplayed. Whippets could use his big bat right here. They trail it by 2 here in the home half of the 5th inning. North Pontotoc 4, Kosciusko 2. Swinging strike 1 at the curveball. So far on the evening, 4 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors for North Pontotoc. 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors for Kosciusko. Curveball stayed down low. Daughtry did a good job of just sitting down on that one and keeping it in front of him. Otherwise, Howard would have been able to scoot up to scoring position. Phil, y'all get some coaching from head coach Cole McBride. Coach McBride, a former Whippet in his own right, as we told you. Played catcher here. Went on to play his college ball over at East Mississippi. Whippets trying to advance. They made it to the third round 2 years ago, back in 2024. They made it this far. They put out to Ripley. Last year they lost in the second round to Newton County. Trying to push their way to that North State Championship Series for the first time since 2012 is what, from my recollection and research. I believe that's the last time Whippets made it there. As time was called, and Howard's going to have to go back to first. As time was called by Phil Y'all, and Kentner went into his windup and stopped. So Howard goes back to first base. And Phil Y'all steps in. Outside, ball 2. 2-1. Center fielder Hale playing about straight away. Everybody playing about straight up right here. No shifts or anything. 2-1 pitch, swinging strike 2. Well, just blew the fastball in there. Yeah, we're talking with some folks before the game. We think that in 2012 against Lewisburg was the last time the Whippets advanced to that North State Championship Series. So Whippets trying to do that. 2-2 pitch. Howard's headed to third base. It's a swinging strike 3, and he is safe out at second base. So Howard's safe out at second. They're Coach Anthony in North Pontotoc trying to say that Phil Y'all was interfered or tried to interfere there and run to first base. But as it is a strikeout, and it will be strikeout number 5 for Kentner. That Howard ends up at second base for now. So they're trying to go for the strike him out, throw him out situation. But Howard is at second base. And it's going to fall on deaf ears. Coach Anthony's going to be sent back to the dugout disappointed. Coach Anthony is fired up, and he'll get a talking to up the first base line. So yeah, he was fired up, and now I think Coach Anthony's going to be confined to quarters, so to speak. I think he was indeed sent to the dugout. So, it's exciting here from Kosciusko as it's up to Jackson Schuler right here. Whippets have a runner at second base. Jack would represent the tying run. Schuler today, take a look at what he's done. Hit into an infield fly and grounded into a fielder's choice that brought a run home. That first pitch was a called strike. Schuler, just a junior. Another one of those football players for the Whippets. Stays outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kosciusko trails it 4-2. bottom of the 5th inning. Schuler step out and look at that play card on his wrist there, trying to find something. Schuler had a big series against New Albany. That's why he's up for Boys Athlete of the Week. There's a hit and run. Schuler chops it up to first base, and they will step on first base and call him out. Schuler thinks it's catcher's interference, but it was not called. So, North Pontotoc heads to the dugout. As it is, it would be a 4-3 putout. Schuler thought it was catcher's interference, so he did not run. It was not called, so now we have a meeting right here in front of the home plate, and they're going to bring in the third base umpire. So I think also the decision might be, if it's not catcher's interference, is it a foul ball because the ball bounced. It was hit off of the plate or behind the plate. So it's, I said, a lot of situations here on what it could be. Could be an out, could be a foul ball, could be Jackson Schuler goes to first for catcher's interference. I think that's probably the least one that's going to be called, because that would have to be called by the home plate umpire. He did not call catcher's interference, but I think the foul ball is probably still in play. So it is indeed a foul ball. Yeah. Yeah. So this is going to be strike two. That's what I was thinking. I said, I don't think infield umpires wouldn't be able to rule on a catcher's interference. That would be all home plate. But as I said, I do believe that was the right call to make it a foul ball. But as it is, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got some rain falling down here as the umbrellas start coming out here at the ballpark. And that's just what we needed in a heated ball game. A little rain. Maybe we'll cool things off, cool down some tempers. But 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And it's another foul ball rolled up the first base line. Farm Bureau foul ball. Yeah, you can see Daugherty trying to wipe the ball off. But yeah, we thought there might be some rain affecting the ball game. Decent little drizzle here. See it coming down by some of the lights. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kosciusko trailing at 4-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jackson Schuler at the plate with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Kentner shakes off a couple of signs. That was pitch number 84. 2-2, another one that stays outside. 3-2, the count. So it's a full count. Schuler with a good at bat here. See who wins the matchup here. Is it going to be Schuler or is it going to be Kentner? Here's the pitch. That's a swing, half swing, and Whippets go down in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 5 in the books. It is North Pontotoc 4, Kosciusko 2.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your journey continues.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
Boswell Media Sports.
We go to the 6th inning. Kosciusko trails North Pontotoc 4-2. Rowdy Roan on in relief for Braxton Smith. You can close the book on the senior. Due up for the Vikings in this inning would be number 9, 1, and 2. That'd be Brooks Kintner, Storm Robinson, and Grady Bledsoe. 6 innings for Whippets baseball, brought to you by Central Tire Service. Visit the folks at Central Tire Service. I'm glad I visited them last week and got that oil change because I had to make 2 trips to New Albany. The first one didn't count because as soon as we got there on Friday, they said, rain, we're not playing. So we turned around and drove home and then drove back. Appreciate Central Tire Service hooking me up there. As Brooks Kintner, the left-handed hitting first baseman, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, looks at ball 1. Swings over the top of that one for strike 1. So now we can close the book on Braxton Smith. 4 1/3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, just 3 earned runs. He walked 4 and struck out 7. That pitch is behind the batter. 2 balls, 1 strike as the rain keeps coming down. So I see some umbrellas coming out. We got some, I would call them fat heads. What do we call them? Fat heads, the big pitchers. Pitch is outside, ball 3. The North Pontotoc fans have the faces, big pitchers' faces, fat heads of the players. And some of those are being used for rain cover at the moment. 3-1. It called strike 2. So Brooks Kintner, Whippets would love an out before the top of the order comes back up. And here's the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. First walk issued by Rowdy Roan would be the 5th in the ball game for Whippet pitchers, and it will be the top of the order. Storm Robinson, the second baseman, he is 0 for 3 with a run driven in. He popped up once, grounded into a fielder's choice, and also grounded out to the pitcher. Shows bunt, tries to leave it out there, and takes a strike. 0-1 the count. Rowdy Roan with that sort of 3/4 delivery. That one is up. We've talked about this every game when Roan comes in. It is a different look. He's not overhand, not quite sidearm, but that arm slot, as I said, kind of 3/4. So it can be difficult to pick up. A good bunt right there is Filial is going to get it and going to be no throw. Just a great bunt, great job of bunting by Robinson. You had Roan and Filial both trying to get to it, and really just a great piece of hitting. The runners will be safe at first and second, and the talented freshman Grady Bledsoe up at the plate. Bledsoe's 0 for 3. He reached on an error. Once again, with nobody out, I would maybe expect another small ball, another bunting situation right here. Roan fires. Bledsoe showed no sign of bunting. The pitch floated outside for ball 1. (1-0). The count to the shortstop. Now Bledsoe shows bunt. Comes behind him, and everybody's going to move up because the ball got past the catcher Schuler. So now you have runners at second and third. Nobody out in a 2-0 count. I said it is raining, so that ball getting a little slippery out there. Slip out of the hand. And now the Whippet infield's going to be playing in. Going to be going home with it. Anything here. But it's a 2-0 count. Schuler running through his signs there. Ball's popped up into center field, shallow center field. Goss will try to make the catch. He cannot. One run will come home to score. That's just a long, long run for Goss. I mean, he's got some speed. And that was just another good piece of hitting for North Pontotoc. It will be a single and an RBI as Brooks Kentner comes in. We'll have runners at first and third. And Rylan Kentner, he is 2 for 3. He's got a couple of singles in the game. We will have time called, and I think we might have a pitching change as Coach Cole McBride is going to come out to the mound. And we will indeed have a pitching change. We got a couple of guys that can go in. Looks like it might be Aiden Howard who's going to go in because he's running to the dugout, maybe getting a different glove. So we'll step aside for a break. Whippets need a break. They trail at 5-2, nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. Runners at first and third. Pitching change. Back after this.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Hello, spring! And hello, Sullivan's Boutique. If your closet's ready for a little sunshine, you'll love the beautiful prints and fresh new styles arriving daily. From casual days to special spring celebrations, there's something waiting just for you. Shop in-store for that full boutique feel or browse anytime at shopsullivans.com. You'll even find beautiful E. Newton jewelry and trendy home decor to brighten up both you and your space. Plus, free local pickup when you order online. And don't forget, take 15% off online with code SPRING15. Sullivan's Boutique. Fresh style, fresh season.
Boswell Media Sports.
A pitching change here in the top of the 6th inning. Aiden Howard coming in for relief of Rowdy Roan. And he'll inherit base runners at first and third and nobody out. And defensively, Rigby comes back from right field to second base. Braxton Smith goes from second base to first base. And I believe that J.T. Heron will go back to right field. Believe that is the case. I can't quite see the right fielder. Yeah, that will indeed. That'll be J.T. Heron. So, looking at Aiden Howard and what he has done on the season pitching-wise, he's 12 appearances, 16 and a thirds innings faced. He's faced 75 batters. He has given up 12 hits, 12 runs, just 6 earned runs. He's walked 10 and struck out 18. He's got a 2.57 earned run average. Batters hitting it just at 194 against him. Whippets will need him to live up to that billing right here. As don't close the book yet on Rowdy Roan. Runners at first and third are his responsibility. And Howard has a tall task. He faces maybe the best batter on the ball club, bringing in Rylan Kentner, the pitcher. And he's, as we mentioned before we went to break, 2 for 3. Got a couple of singles and a strikeout. Throws over to first, and no tag applied. 6th innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Central Tire Service. Howard throws one. Fastball about eye level for ball 1. As the rain keeps coming down here at the stadium. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a strike. A 1-1 count to Rylan Kentner. Throw over to first. No tag. I believe those are all the defensive changes we need to note, so we'll run it back around for you as Howard gets set to throw the 1-1. Swinging strike 2. It's fastball. So yeah, Howard on the mound, Schuler behind the plate, Smith at first, Rigby at second, Truss at shortstop. Phil is at third base. It's Kewen in left field, Goss in center field, and it is indeed J.T. Herron out in right field. As Howard lets the right arm hang down there, and Kentner will call for time. Now he's back in. Say Whippets need a double play ball. That's going to give up a run. But Whippets would take it out anyway they can get it right here. Shakes off a couple of signs, and now he throws. Swinging strike 3. Big strikeout there by Aiden Howard. That'll be his first. That's the 10th Dickerson Petroleum strikeout for the Whippet pitching staff. And now he's got a comparable hitter in Jack Horton, the designated hitter. He's got a single. He struck out and he reached on an error in the 5th inning. Howard with a throw over, close play at first base, but back in under the tag is Bledsoe. Howard with the big breaking curveball. Throw is going to go down to second. Run doesn't come home as Bledsoe takes second base. The pitch was a called strike. So 0-1 the count. Two runners in scoring position now for the designated hitter, Jack Horton. Now Whippet infield comes in on the grass. And Horton will call for time. Howard goes way up. Schuler has to come out of his stance and jump up to get that one. 1-1. Horton steps back in. Howard ready to go. Runs it outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Stick around after the game. Angel Albert McDonald State Farm post-game show. We'll name a player of the game and wrap this one up. Are we going to be talking about a Whippet win? If so, they got some work to do in the driving rain here at Whippet Stadium. 2-1. That ball bounces away from Schuler. Runner's not going to try to come home. And Schuler's just going to eat it right there as Bledsoe tried to go to third base, but at third, Robinson decided not to come home, so Bledsoe got caught up about halfway there. Schuler might have been able to throw it down there, but then you risk, the ball going out into center field. So probably a good decision there for Schuler just to sit on that one and not try to get the runner at second base. So now it's a 3-1 count. Traditional hitters count here. As Howard Sends one right down Main Street for strike 2. So Howard looking for back-to-back strikeouts to get the Whippets one more out. 3-2 is on its way. Swinging strike 3, and he does indeed get the back-to-back Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts, 2 outs in the inning now. And Kason Jensen, the left fielder, will step up. The left-handed batter is 0 for 2 today. 2 strikeouts and a walk. Howard leans in, getting a signal from Schuler, and Jensen will call for time. So Howard, first pitch, a little bit low and outside. 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for North Pontotoc. 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors for the Whippets. Here as we've played 5 2/3 of an inning. 1-0 pitch. A little bit out with the fastball. Didn't miss by too much. Howard gets the signal he wants. Fires it in. Low ball 3. 3-0. So 3-0 count. You wouldn't think the batter would be swinging right here. Traditional 3-0, probably take the pitch. But Howard does come right down the middle for strike 1. So 3-1 the count. Autry on deck if Jensen's able to keep the inning going. Exhale from Howard. Comes right back down the middle for strike 2. So Howard's battled back. He struck out 2 in a row. Can he make it 3 in a row? So 3-2 pitch. Poked foul over the third base dugout. Farm Bureau foul ball. Tala County Farm Bureau foul ball. For the Whippets, coming up in the bottom of the inning would be 6, 7, and 8. Brendan Truss, Bradley Goss, and Braxton Smith. As Howard steps off the rubber, signals that he needs to go through the signals again. So now he comes set. 3-2. Big curveball. It's a called strike 3. Howard comes in, bases loaded, nobody out, and strikes out the side with 3 straight putouts. But the Vikings get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 5-2. North Pontotoc leads Kosciusko.
Be prepared for life's uncertainties with the correct insurance coverage from the Atala County Farm Bureau. Let's talk about change. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is scary. But what is certain is that everyone will experience change. The Atala County Farm Bureau's review program is designed to identify the changes that need to be made in your insurance coverage. Wayne Blaylock and James Metters invite you to stop by for your Farm Bureau Get Real review. Let them help you be prepared for change. Atala County Farm Bureau on the north side of the square in Kosciusko.
At Pickles Drugstore, your pharmacist does more than fill prescriptions. They're your guide to better health. We help you understand your medications, ensure your insurance is handled smoothly, and answer all your questions with care. Because at Pickles, you're not just a customer, you're part of our community.
Hi, I'm Rob Pickle. My staff and I are here to serve you.
Visit us today on the east side of the square in Kosciusko. Pickles Drugstore, your community Health Mart pharmacy, Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko looking for runs. They need 3 of them. They trail at 5-2. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. Taking on North Pontotoc. This is game number 1. Best of 3 series. Game 2 will be tomorrow on the road. Game 3, if needed, will be back here on Saturday. Winner of this winner of this series, not the winner of this game, but the winner of this series moves on to the North State Championship, where they'll face off against Moorville or Corinth. The series does not start tonight. They're not playing that one until tomorrow night, as we said earlier. The forecast for North Mississippi a little bit more promising than our forecast here across Central and South Mississippi. We'll give you any updates we get on any of the other games that might have been starting, maybe down in the South. It's Brendan Truss to come to the plate for the Whippets to lead things off. 0 for 2 today. Pumped up into foul territory and grounded out to second base. Truss, a sophomore shortstop. I think the defense is the same for the North Pontotoc Vikings. Still going to have Kintner on the mound. Rylan Kintner on the mound. Brooks Kintner at first. There's a pitch up in the side for ball 1. Robinson at second. Bledsoe is at shortstop. Wise is at third base. Low inside, ball 2. Jensen in left field, Hale in center field, and you still got Matthews out in right field. Is that rain getting a little bit harder? Ball's hit in the air down the right field line, drifting foul. It's a Farm Bureau foul ball for strike 1. Yeah, the umbrellas have come out. I imagine there's a 2-1 pitch. Stayed off the plate outside 3-1. I imagine a couple of folks from the ballpark might have gone back and found a car to sit in and turned on the radio or turned on YouTube. 3-1 pitch. Inside, ball 4. The Whippets will draw a leadoff walk. Big start to the inning. Fourth walk issued by Kintner. Pitch number 91. So Bradley Goss is 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Never mind, excuse me. We are going to have a pinch hitter as Christian Thrash going to come in, the senior, and bat. So we'll give you some numbers on Christian Thrash. Sometimes you bring in a new bat like that. As I said, Goss had 2 strikeouts, so you bring in a new bat, maybe give you a different look. .230 hitter on the season is Christian Thrash, a left-handed hitting senior. Take strike 1. If Goss stays into play, he is an outfielder, so they could put him out in center field. I think throughout the year he's played a lot of right field and left field. Pitches outside for strike 2. I'm not sure what Thrash would have been able to do even if he swung at that one, because that one was way outside. But there's the 0-2 coming from Kintner. That's a called strike 3. So strike 3 there. 7 strikeouts in the ball game for Kintner. And as I said, that one was a hard one to swallow for Thrash. Those were pretty hard to hit. But Braxton Smith, Whippets' first baseman, at the plate, he's 0 for 2. Popped out and grounded out. He takes a strike. Kintner working that outside corner. Smith is a right-handed batter. Throw over to first. Trust back in plenty of time. Whippets trailing at 5-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 6 innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Central Tire Service. Smith hits one into left field, and sliding to make the catch was Jensen. Came in and slid. Looked like he was going to fall in front of him, but just a good defensive play. And it's Braden Rigby at the plate. Or it would be Braden Rigby. We'd say we are going to have a pinch hitter. It is going to be Jack Vance to come in and pinch hit. Vance is a sophomore. Pitches a lot for the JV team. This will just be his 5th at bat. He's got 4 at bats and 3 hits. That tells me I'm not great at math, but he bats .750. Big left-handed hitting sophomore. Whippets wants power there. Truss headed for second base. Here comes the throw. Safe. They say he slid around the tag. So Truss safe out at second. The pitch was out of the zone for ball 1. Bang, bang play. See Robinson and Truss having a little laugh about it out there. Vance takes a strike. 1-1 count. But Vance batting for Rigby in the number 9 spot. So if the Whippets could keep the inning going, we'll go back to the top of the order. One pitch stays out for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to the Whippets sophomore. Couple of looks, the runner at second. Swinging strike 2. Vance over the top of that one. 2-2. Rain shows no sign of letting up. He's coming down as Kintner steps off the rubber. Now he's ready to go. 2-2 pitch. That's hit, but it's hit foul. Up over the third base dugout. Farm Bureau foul ball. Keeps it at 2-2. Whippets have a runner in scoring position, desperately needing runs, trailing it by 3. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That's a called strike 3 on a curveball, and the Whippets go down in the inning. Leadoff walk leads to no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 6. North Pontotoc leads Kosciusko 5-2.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out With a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Boswell Media Sports.
Seventh inning. Here we go. Kosciusko trails at 5-2 as North Pontotoc will send 6, 7, and 8 to the plate. Catcher, Daughtry, Hayden Hale, center fielder, and Hudson Wise. Seventh innings for Whippets baseball, presented by The Breakfast Show, the most important show of the day. Aiden Howard, huge performance there in that last inning, coming in relief. He inherited a bases loaded with nobody out and struck out 3 straight batters. Oh, you can close the book on Rowdy Roan. Give you his numbers. Rowdy Roan went 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, walked 1, and struck out 2. Whippets are hoping that Aiden Howard can get through this inning unscathed and give the Whippets an opportunity to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th. They'll have the top of the order due up. So if you're Kosciusko, it could set up nicely for you, but as it is, got your work cut out for you, trailing it by 3. And the catcher, Daughtry, has reached base all 3 times he's been at the plate, but he's yet to register an at-bat. That one's upstairs, ball 1. So he's got 3 plate appearances. He was hit by a pitch, and he walked twice, but no official at-bats. 1-0 pitch, swinging, strike 1. He might have caught a little piece of that. As it is, it might have just tipped back into the glove of Schuler. Either way, it's still strike 1. Howard, the big right-hander, throws. That's pulled into left field. It'll get down for a hit. Kewen gets to it quickly, and it'll just be a leadoff single. But we'll probably get a runner for the catcher. We will. I'm trying to get you that number. But it will bring up Hayden Hill, the center fielder. He struck out a couple of times and walked. Whippets had some activity in the bullpen. It looked like Russ Tillman was taking some warm-up tosses over there, sophomore. As Hale squares around the bunt, has to duck out of the way of it. Inside ball 1. I have that Grayson Lytle, the runner at first base. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Lytal, Lytle. That's what I have. Howard checks the runner. Hale sends out a bunt. Carson Filial gets to it, throws to first. Smith can't pick it out of the ground, and it'll be an error, and 2 runners on. Another good bunt by this North Pontotoc squad. And we have a pinch hitter. Brody Howell is who I have as 27. Coming to the plate. It should be Hudson Wise, but I I believe Hudson Wise was down there getting ready to throw. So I think we might see Hudson Wise come in as the closer. But, yeah, so, yeah, maybe Brody Howell's going to bat for Brooks Kentner. But, yeah, I believe that's what the situation was. So I think Hudson Wise had been sent to the bullpen to warm up. And they didn't realize where they were in the order. So I think that's the case. I could be wrong, but I would expect the bunt right here with runners at first and second and nobody out. Especially if this is your pitcher and you're wanting him to get some warm-up tosses. You don't mind if he sacrifices here and gets runners over. And he will indeed try to butt one on, but he just catches a piece of it and fouls it off. Farm Bureau foul ball. Whippets had some motion going right there. You saw Brendan Truss kind of go in motion, maybe going over to cover third base. Whippets thinking on the sacrifice they might go to third base right here, depending on where the bunt goes. So, as I said, that's sort of the chess match here to see what goes on. But Wise seems like he was okay wanting to bunt it. But for now, he's the third baseman. They're going to throw back to second. The ball goes out into center field, but Goss is there for the backup. I think that ball went right through Rigby's glove. It looked like it hit him right in the glove. I don't know if it went through the webbing or what, like an old glove. You got it broke in and the webbing, just kind of had some space there, but it looked like it went right through his glove. Luckily for the Whippets, Goss was there to back him up. Everybody has to stay where they are. Whippets once again going motion. Pitches in the dirt. Schuler blocks it up off his chest. And it's ball one. 1-1 count. Kosciusko behind 5-2. Top of the seventh inning. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Whippets just trying to hold serve right here. North Pontotoc trying to pick up some insurance runs. Now Schuler's going to step out from behind home plate, go over the signals there, send them out. That's why that catcher position's so important. He's like the quarterback for the team. As Coach McBride told us in the coaches show earlier this year when we broke down the catcher position, is Wise once again shows bunt and Howard throws one in the dirt. It talks about how important the catcher is. He kind of controls the defense, and he's the only person on the field that can see every position. So that's why it's very important. But speaking of Coach Cole McBride, he comes out to the mound, and he is going to make a call to the bullpen. And he will indeed make a call to the bullpen. He's going to bring in, we'll tell you who it is after we take our timeout. Pitching change timeout for the Whippets. They trail at 5-2 in the top of the seventh.
Hi, this is Allison Schuler, CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala. You deserve care that's close to home and close to the heart. We offer swing bed services, rehabilitation, infusion therapy, and chemotherapy delivered with skill and compassion. Our emergency room is here when you need immediate care, and we provide outpatient laboratory, radiology, and respiratory services all under one roof. At Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala, you're not just a patient, you're our neighbor and our priority.
Sunstar Insurance walks with you through life's twists and turns, offering tailored coverage for every chapter. Our devoted team makes sure you have the choices and support you deserve, turning uncertainty into peace of mind. Whether you're securing a home, a car, or your future, we put reliability and care at the heart of every policy. With Sunstar Insurance, you're backed by a partner committed to protecting what matters.
I'm Robbie Robertson. I'm Bradley Tyler.
Sunstar Insurance, Court Square in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
Coach Cole McBride making the call to the bullpen. And he's bringing in the sophomore, Russ Tillman, the lefty, trying to get the Whippets out of the jam. They trail at 5-2 with runners at first and second, and nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Defensively, changes look like this. Aiden Howard goes from the mound to first. Braxton Smith goes from first to second, and I think Rigby went to the dugout. I think that is it. Everything else looks to be the same, but Russ Tillman will inherit a 2-1 count for the batter, Hudson Wise. And Tillman has pitched 2 innings on the season. He has faced 7 batters, given up no hits, no runs. He's walked 1, struck out 2. Hasn't been called on a lot this year with the left-hander, as there's a bunt that goes off the plate. Wise tried to put that one up the first base line. And credit Schuler, he tried to barehand that one. He was going to grab it and throw it up the first base. But interesting to see here what the decision is with the 2-2 count. They keep Wise with keep the bunt on. Or what would they do here? But as Wise calls for time. So Tillman, the lefty, 4th pitcher used by the Whippets this evening. 2-2 pitch, swinging strike 3, slowed it down a little bit. Tillman comes in, gets the Dickerson Petroleum strikeout. That's 13 strikeouts, for Whippet pitchers. And now we will have that pinch hitter we were talking about. Brody Howell. I have him listed as a sophomore, 6'1", 185. No stats available to us before the game, so I can't tell you what it looks like there, but he is he's left-handed. So runners at first and second. Whippets need a double play ball, get out of this inning with no runs given up. Tillman comes right down the middle for strike 1. Russ Tillman, the younger brother of Ryan Tillman, played here for the Whippets for a few years. He plays basketball at Bellhaven. He's a Blazer. 0-1. Another good pitch there. Swinging strike 2. Tillman slowing things down here. Used to that pop. You had Smith and Roan and Howard got that big velo. Then, as I said, Tillman comes in and kind of, as I said, slows it down, gets a little bit smooth. 0-2. Swinging strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts, 14 in the game for the Whippets pitching. 2 Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts for Russ Tillman. And we'll go back to the top of the order as the Howell was batting for Brooks Kittner in the 9 spot. Storm Robinson. Leadoff batter is 1 for 4. He singled, popped out, grounded into a fielder's choice that brought home a run, and he grounded out to the pitcher. Comes low and inside for a ball 1. See, back in my day, what we would call Tillman would be a junk baller. Not the term that we would use. He's got some wicked stuff. It's not overly fast, but it's got some movement, and it's proved to be difficult for these North Pontotoc players to pick up. And he fouls that one off. Farm Bureau foul ball. 1-1 count. Kosciusko trailing it by 3. And they hope they're only trailing it by 3 when they get to the bottom of the 7th, because they will have the top of the order coming to the plate. That could be an exciting end to this one. 1-1 pitch. That one floats outside, ball 2. 2-1. Tillman trying to close it out here. As the runner's on base, not his responsibility. Here's the 2-1. And a breaking ball. Catches the corner for strike 2. Tillman versus Storm Robinson. Still, great name. It sounds like a wrestler. 2-2 from Tillman in the pouring rain is on its way. And it's another Farm Bureau foul ball. Robinson able to stay alive at the plate. Oh. Tillman looking to get a signal from his catcher, Jackson Schuler. Now he's ready. Checks the runner at first base. Throws. Popped him up. Center field. Goss going back, and he'll make the catch. And the side is retired in the inning for the Vikings. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. Whippets need 3 runs to keep this one going. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. We're back after this with more Whippets baseball from Boswell Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
When it comes to your children, you always want the best in care. Pediatricians Dr. Abby Wiltshire and Dr. Helen Turner at Premier Medical Group will take care of your child and listen to you. For sickness, wellness, or vaccinations, call 662-289-1800 for an appointment.
Hello, spring! And hello, Sullivan's Boutique. If your closet's ready for a little sunshine, you'll love the beautiful prints and fresh new styles arriving daily. From casual days to special spring celebrations, there's something waiting just for you. Shop in-store for that full boutique feel or browse anytime at shopsullivans.com. You'll even find beautiful E. Newton jewelry and trendy home decor to brighten up both you and your space. Plus, free local pickup when you order online. And don't forget, take 15% off online with code SPRING15. Sullivan's Boutique. Fresh style, fresh season.
Boswell Media Sports.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Kosciusko got 3 outs to try to make up 3 runs. They trail at 5-2. They'll have the top of the order. Brooks Kewen, Reese Atkinson, and Aiden Howard due up. At least to start the inning, it's going to be Rylan Kintner. We thought that we might see the third baseman Hudson Wise come in. I thought he might have been getting some warm-up tosses, which is why he was late for his appearance at the plate. But it could be a situation of Coach Anthony wants to let Kintner go, maybe try to get the complete game. If he gives up a runner, a base runner or something, they might pull him. But as it is, he's pitched a good one so far. Only giving up 4 hits to the Whippets. That pitch is low to Brooks Kewen for ball 1. Kewen today's reached on 2 walks, and he grounded out to shortstop. Kewen, a lefty. Takes another one for ball 2. And he's one of those money ball players. That's what we like to see. What you like from your leadoff batter. He just finds ways to get on base. And comes down the middle, does Kintner. With strike 1. He's over one. That was a pitch 105 right there. Pitch 106 is fouled off. Farm Bureau foul ball. 2-2 count. 7th innings for Whippets baseball, presented by The Breakfast Show. Most important show of the day. On Breezy 103. Kintner kicks and throws. Inside. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count to Brooks Kewen. Whippets need base runners, and Kewen's a good one. He is fast. He's able to get on base. And he chops that one off the plate. It'll be a foul ball. Able to stay alive there. Got a piece of the curve ball. Rain started in about the 5th inning, and it has not let up. It's not overly hard, but it ain't soft neither. Called strike 3. Whippet fans don't like it. That'll be strikeout number 9 for Brooks Kentner. That one a little bit outside. That one's been called a lot tonight on that outside corner. But Whippets down to just 2 outs now. Reese Atkinson, Jr., committed to Southern Miss at the plate. 0 for 3 today. And he wears one up high. And that one stings a little bit. You can see that one is tough. Atkinson going to take a long walk down to first base. Yeah, that one still stings a little bit as Audrey will walk out and talk to his pitcher, Kentner. Aiden Howard at the plate to reach base every time he's been up. He walked in the 5th, singled in the 3rd, singled and scored in the 3rd, singled and drove in a run in the 1st. So he has accounted for every Whippet run, both of them. He scored it or drove it in. Whippets need him to do that right here. As he nails one out into left center field. That one's going back. It's at the base of the wall. Atkinson, he rounds second. They're going to hold him at third. Aiden Howard, one pitch, sends it out to left center field, and the Whippets are in business. As Carson Filial will come to the plate. That's a double for Aiden Howard. And now we are going to have a pinch hitter. J.D. Cummins is going to come in and pinch hit. As Carson Filial has struck out his last 2 at bats, so Coach Cole McBride wants to go with a new hitter here. It's going to be J.D. Cummins. Give you his numbers on the season. Just 40 at bats. He bats it right at 200. Popped up. I think it's going to get out of play, and it will. So, Farm Bureau foul ball to the junior. We expect to see JD on the mound tomorrow. Game 2. But here, Whippets are hoping he does it with his bat, not with his arm. He is the tying run at the plate. Bottom of the 7th. The Whippets trail at 5-2. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Cummins pulls one to the right side. It will be played by Kentner. He'll get it and step on the bag for the out. But it does bring a run home. So J.D. comes in, gets the fielder's choice, 3 unassisted, but he drives in a run. And Jackson Schuler comes up to the plate. Schuler, he is 0 for 3. Struck out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and popped into the infield fly. But Whippets trail at 5-3 as Schuler takes ball 1. There's that outside corner call. 1-0. A little bit low. Ball 2. 2-0. Schuler, the tying run. Pops that one up in foul territory. Is it going to stay in play? It will not. Audrey tried to make the catch up along the fence, along that netting on the right side, but not able to do it. That's a hard play to make. A lot of people think, it's a pop-up, but that ball's coming back towards you. You got to find the wall. Make sure you don't fall into the front row through that netting. So yeah, that's a tough play to make. But Audrey gave it a good effort. But as it is, it's the Farm Bureau foul ball. Strike 1. 2-1 count to the Whippets catcher Schuler. One stays outside. Ball 3. 3-1. The count. 3-1. That's a foul ball. So now it's a full count. Something's got to give here. Full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. Kittner trying to close it out for his team. Schuler trying to stay alive. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike 3, and Kittner gets it done. Goes the complete game with 10 strikeouts. And the North Pontotoc Vikings come to Kosciusko and leave with a 5-3 Game 1 win. An exciting ball game here from Whippet Stadium. We'll step aside for our extended post-game break. Come back, wrap it up, name a player of the game. But it's North Pontotoc 5, Kosciusko 3.
Hi, this is Allison Schuler, CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala. You deserve care that's close to home and close to the heart. We offer swing bed services, rehabilitation, infusion therapy, and chemotherapy delivered with skill and compassion. Our emergency room is here when you need immediate care, and we provide outpatient laboratory, radiology, and respiratory services all under one roof. At Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala, you're not just a patient, you're our neighbor and our priority.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your journey continues.
At Pickles Drug Store, your pharmacist does more than fill prescriptions. They're your guide to better health. We help you understand your medications, ensure your insurance is handled smoothly, and answer all your questions with care. Because at Pickles, you're not just a customer, you're part of our community.
Hi, I'm Rob Pickle. My staff and I are here to serve you.
Visit us today on the east side of the square in Kosciusko. Pickles Drug Store, your community Health Mart pharmacy, Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.